Hello and welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, August 30th, and I'm your host, Krista McDonald. Over the past month, we have reported that the Norwood Food Pantry has an extremely low inventory and is in need of supplies. Well, we are happy to report some very good news. Brian Dunn has the story.
As reported on Norwood News the past couple of weeks, the Norwood Food Pantry is looking for donations and help with stocking their shelves that are critically low this time of year. Food Pantry Interim Director Cindy Zaff explains more.
So in August and early September, one of the things that happens at our food pantry and other food pantries around our state and around the country is that the regular groups of donators are on vacation. School isn't in session yet. Other institutions like community organizations and companies don't necessarily do food drives in August and September, so that's the time when we are the lowest. We have the lowest inventory. And we put out the call on our Facebook page and people have really responded, but it is, until we kind of move into the Thanksgiving in-gathering, we'll have kind of low reserves here.
Thursday morning, the food pantry received a visit from Ernie Boggs Jr., who delivered a check donation of $10,000 to aid in the cause.
A few days ago, I saw on social that the Norwood Food Pantry needed help. So I'm from Norwood, I love Norwood, I plan on living here for the rest of my life, so I figured I'd come down and help out. The Norwood Food Pantry is a great service for the residents of Norwood and Westwood, and I encourage everybody to donate, bring some food, volunteer. It's needed and everybody should do it.
Thanks, Brian. The food pantry is also looking for volunteers on Thursday and Friday mornings to help with heavy lifting. If interested, you can contact the food pantry at norwoodpantry@gmail.com. If you like fireworks, entertainment, food, and sidewalk sales, then you are in luck, because next weekend is the annual Norwood Day celebrations. It all begins Friday night with Norwood Day fireworks at the Coakley Middle School. Bring your lawn chair and get there early because you don't want to miss that show. Then Saturday is when the center of town shuts down for Norwood Day. Vendors line both sides of Washington Street with games, food, prizes, and great sales. The day begins with a parade starting at 9:30 a.m., and then an estimated 16,000 people will flood the streets, so be sure to get there early. The rec department is currently selling Norwood Day buttons for $3. That cost will be $5 on the day of your event. Stay tuned after this break to learn all about a recent fundraiser and for this week's Living Local. Welcome back. Last weekend, family and friends of Fernando Morales gathered at his parents' house for the Fernando's Fight Forever barbecue. This was a fundraiser aimed to raise money for the Ewing sarcoma research, a disease that took Fernando's life back in 2015. Let's go learn more about the barbecue fundraiser.
So today we have the Jimmy Fun Barbecue. It's the sixth barbecue that we had at my house. So we invited every friend, co-worker, family to come over, and it's a way to thank them to donate to the Jimmy Fund, and also see if we can get some donations to help the Jimmy Fund. Fernando, he was 15 and was diagnosed with cancer. They call Ewing sarcoma. He had the cancer for 4 years, and then age 20, he passed away. Fernando went to Providence College for a semester. He was there for 3 months, but not even 3 months, because most of the time we had to bring him to Children's Hospital for chemo or for X problems that he had it. But when they did that service at Providence, a lot of kids came to me and goes, Fernando, he talked and talked and talked. And then I asked them when. He was hardly in school. He goes, oh no, there was 1 o'clock in the morning. He would knock somebody's door. He goes, can I come in? And then he talked and he goes, no, you gotta have plenty of time to talk. I don't. So they told me stories of the things that he did, and one of those stories was how much he loved the pets. My wife contacted Jimmy Fund, and they contacted Tom Brady, and Tom Brady called Fernando and left him a voicemail. And I think it was the last time that I saw Fernando have a big smile. He goes, "Tom Brady called me." And then he was showing to the nurses, to the doctors, and he was so happy that Tom Brady took time. The principal asked him, "How are you doing, Fernando?" And Fernando will tell him, "No complaints." And it was amazing because when he graduated, the principal took the time to read and said there was always this young kid coming through the hallways, and I asked, "How are you doing?" And Fernando will say, "No complaints." He always said that he wanted me to make me so proud, and I believe he did. When at the funeral, at the wake, there were so many people came to say goodbye to Fernando. I tell people that Fernando, to me, he was my friend. He was my best friend. He was my hero. He was my son, and I miss him so much. So.
If you would like to donate, visit danafarber.jimmyfund.org/go-to/Fernando's Fight. Do you like to enjoy a nice craft beer every now and then, but hate going and sitting at your average bar? Castle Island Brewing Company on Astor Ave is the perfect spot for not only a variety of craft beers, but a really cool atmosphere. Let's learn all about it on this week's Living Local.
Castle Island Brewing Company has quickly become a destination for craft beer lovers, not only around town, but throughout New England. Located on Astor Ave, this brewery and tap room pride themselves on serving up a variety of delicious beers and a very good time.
The guys back here on the production crew do a great job of producing really high quality liquids. So for starters, that aside from good beer, you can always find a good time. We have our arcade down here. We're always planning fun events. We bring in great food vendors. Always a good time down here at Castle Island Brewing.
Over the past 3.5 years, the location has transformed from an empty warehouse to a fully functional brewery and tap room.
So we've been growing pretty steadily since we opened up here in 2015. We opened our tap room just about 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago. We're always working on expanding. First of all, making a lot more beer and providing more of an experience for all of our guests and our friends here in town. So.
One thing that sets Castle Island apart from its competitors in this popular craft beer industry is its accessibility.
So one thing that we really focus on is making our beer accessible to everybody. In the craft beer world these days, everyone's a collector and everything's sort of exclusive, hard to get your hands on. We want to make our beer affordable, accessible. We want people to enjoy it. Beer is all about being social, being enjoyed with friends, so we want to share this with everyone.
With a name like Castle Island, you would think the brewery would be located in Boston, but Norwood has been the perfect location for them.
So Norwood's a great town to do business in. The town has been extremely supportive of us since we've been here over the last 3.5 years. It's a great place to manufacture. We have this big, beautiful warehouse to work with. And it's a great location. We're able to distribute beer all over Massachusetts and Rhode Island very easily. Proximity to all the highways is great, so it's a great place to run a company.
And if you're in the mood to give back while enjoying a beer or two, head down to the tap room on any Thursday evening for their give back nights.
So every month we feature a different charity, and on Thursday evenings over the course of that month from 5 to 9 p.m. we donate $1 of every pint poured to our selected charity for that month. It's a great opportunity to give back to the community and really to use this space that we have as a way to share, a little bit with our community and to give back.
If you are interested and want to learn more about Castle Island, there are plenty of ways to stay up to date.
First and foremost, you can head to our website, castleislandbeer.com. We also have a great Instagram feed for all you photo junkies and video junkies out there. So at CI Brewing is our Instagram handle, and then Facebook, Twitter. Come check us out.
Stay tuned after this break to find out what is happening in your local government.
The Norwood Circle of Hope Foundation was established in 1998 in memory of Michelle Kennedy, a young Norwood resident who suffered with leukemia. During Michelle's battle, the entire Norwood community, many of whom did not know Michelle, joined together to support her in her time of need, and it is in that spirit the Norwood Circle of Hope Foundation continues. The mission of the foundation is to provide assistance to Norwood residents who are in need due to a catastrophic medical occurrence. The Circle of Hope Foundation aims to alleviate the stress of everyday expenses for Norwood families during their time of need. Over the years, their assistance has covered housing expenses, utilities, food, and various medical expenses. The Circle of Hope relies on referrals and direct requests to find those in need. If you know of a Norwood resident who needs assistance, or if you are a resident who needs some yourself, please call the Norwood Circle of Hope at 781-762-3549. or write to the Norwood Circle of Hope Foundation, P.O. Box 421, Norwood, Massachusetts 02062. To learn more about the Circle of Hope or to get involved, visit norwoodcoh.org.
Welcome back to Norwood News. Meeting briefly to vote on correspondence to Boston Executive Helicopter, the Airport Commission held their meeting at Town Hall in the Thornton Conference Room. The Commission approved letters to be sent to BEH in accordance with their settlement.
Part of the settlement agreement with BEH and the town of Norwood as we try to move forward, there are a couple letters that the Airport Commission is going to forward. One of them is to petition to the FAA for removal of the TOFA markings. And in it, there's a letter we're going to be sending Boston Executive Helicopters. And this letter is in the package, draft only, August 26. And this letter will confirm that when BEH submits the petition to the FAA seeking approval for the removal of all TOFA and OFA markings on the Gate 3 taxi lane, the NAC is prepared to submit a letter in support of this petition.
Reviewed all the letters, draft that have been sent. There are several of them, and they seem to be in order. And I reviewed the general release settlement agreement, and I would waive the further reading and approve the letters dated August 26 regarding the construction of the hangar, the value of the Verizon land, the removal of TOFA, the permit's been granted, and the insurance requirements. So I waive the reading and I make a motion to approve for you to execute all those documents on behalf of the town of Norwood in compliance with the settlement agreement dated July 30th, 2019.
If you wouldn't,
So moved.
motion made. Second. And second. All those in favor?
Yes.
Aye. Opposed? None.
With the main focus of discussing their Norwood Day plans, the Trails Advisory Committee met on Tuesday night. The meeting began with a brief discussion of their trail walk with the Walpole Trails Committee, then all discussion shifted to Norwood Day. With the event only a week away, the Trails Committee wrapped up all their final plans, such as handing out maps of Norwood trails. Go visit their tent at Norwood Day for trail maps and much more. The next meeting for the Trails Advisory Committee will be September 10th. The school committee had a special Wednesday afternoon meeting at 3 p.m. With special town meetings set for early October, the committee met to discuss article requests to be put before the Board of Selectmen due next week. One item of interest is the proposal of a $1.5 million allocation for the purpose of a potential feasibility study into a new Coakley Middle School project. Paul Riccardi explains more on the timeline of this process.
We're just at the very first stage, eligibility, and then feasibility for 15 months, and then you actually, if you get accepted, then you actually start designing the building. And that could be a 2-year process, and then you go into a 2.5-year odd construction. So we could be 6 years away from this, from where we sit. So it could be 2026 by the time we occupy. And we'll all hold our breath that the Coakley hangs in there for those 6 years.
The committee voted to approve the drafted article to be sent to the Board of Selectmen and will have further information regarding this topic in the coming weeks. The next school committee meeting will be September 11th. For complete government coverage, tune into the NCM Government channel or watch it on demand at norwoodcommunitymedia.org. Stay tuned after this break to find out what is happening in your schools.
Stop by the Norwood Morrill Memorial Library and check out magazines, newspapers, DVDs, and of course, books. The library also offers a variety of services, including passport renewal, a notary, and tutoring, with multiple different meeting rooms which can be booked for your convenience. Take advantage of online digital resources and get assistance with all of your research needs. Kids can enjoy the children's room stocked with books and toys. There are also a variety of programs for children and adults. And if you can't make it into the library can come to you with home delivery. The library is open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., and on Fridays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. To learn more, go to www.norwoodlibrary.org.
Welcome back. This week we bring you a story from NHS students about a firefighter who is also a pilot.
George Bent says he loves to fly. He's been doing it since he was a teenager.
Aviation was always an interest of mine. I would say it was more of a hobby than anything. It's been sort of a 20-year journey of getting to where I am now.
And even though his full-time day job as a fireman has kept him busy the past 14 years, he still finds time to work the skies.
I would say I've been working in aviation for about, 10, maybe a little bit more. My first aviation job was flying traffic reporting in a small airplane.
Bent is currently the Group 1 captain in the Norwood Firehouse. That means he oversees a team of first responders who operate 2 ambulances, 2 fire engines, and a ladder truck. But when he isn't busy saving lives, Bent often uses his free time to qualify for more advanced piloting licenses.
I kept chipping away at it, and every year I would try to get qualified in something new or get some new kind of license or whatnot.
These days, Bent's now certified to fly many different aircrafts.
Well, I fly a small jet called a Citation XL, which holds about 10 people. I fly a smaller version of that as well, and I also fly a Bell Jet Ranger helicopter.
And since Bent spends so much time being a pilot and a fireman, he says it can be tricky to find time for both.
The biggest thing is scheduling, because not only do you have to worry about the job on both sides, you also have to worry about family life and home life. So I can't be gone 8 days in a row at work. It's not fair to my wife, it's not fair to my kids. So it's a matter of just trying to find that balance among everything.
In the end, Bent says he's glad to have 2 jobs where he's helping people.
You discover as you get older things that you like and things that you enjoy and things that you're good at, and that's just sometimes the direction you go in.
So the next time you hear a plane flying over Norwood, look up. It might be Fireman Bent working on another license. Reporting for Mustang Magazine, I'm Maggie Curran.
Hey everybody, Brian Dunn here, and I am on site, as you can see, on the Norwood High football field because it was an eventful week in Norwood athletics. First off, Monday afternoon was the Norwood field hockey and football joint cookout to celebrate the end of double sections. For more on this, here's Allison Dolliner.
At the beginning of the summer, Manny, the new football coach, and I were sitting down kind of comparing schedules and looking to see what preseason was going to look like for both of us, trying to coordinate time on the turf. And Manny actually had the idea of, originally Monday was supposed to be the last day of double sessions for both football and field hockey. Manny kind of came up with the idea to, in between sessions, kind of celebrate all the hard work from our athletes and do a little cookout to celebrate the ending of double sessions for our players. I think it boosts team morale in a lot of ways. It brings, a couple of the fall teams a little closer together. It builds camaraderie amongst teams so that throughout the season we're here really supporting each other. Football has a new coaching staff this year, so we really want to see them continue on some of the success that they built on from the end of the season. And I think it just helps the kids get excited for the fall, get excited for the end of double sessions, which is always exciting for them, and really start looking forward to the season and all the good things to come.
Also, just this past morning, we had Norwood High School Athletics Media Day for fall sports. Players and coaches from all across fall sports were up here, and we caught up with some of the coaches and players.
So we've had a great turnout this year. We've got a good solid core of 6 seniors coming back, good core of juniors, so we should have a good season this year. We also have a good group of freshmen as well coming out, about a dozen freshmen that bodes well for the future.
For the TVL meet, Medfield, that'll be a tough one, and then yeah, just knowing all the courses and knowing what your matchup is helps a lot.
I would have to say last year we were the new kids on the block, and for Tri-Valley, I think the girls can speak to this as well. It's a very strong girls soccer league. So now we kind of know what to expect from our opponents. We know kind of what level we can play at. We know which games are going to be a little tougher. We know which games are going to be a little more competitive. And as always, kind of playing year after year, it's kind of nice when the girls have club teams and seeing girls with different sports, just getting familiar and kind of building kind of our athletic contacts across the board and across the different towns.
Yeah, and to go off that, we kind of know what to expect with some certain teams, and we know which ones we can beat this year and how we should step up and play to their level and just keep going and fighting through those games.
And just to wrap up here, stay tuned to NTM on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We will be releasing the home schedules for all the fall sports teams starting next week. And stay tuned for broadcasts on when we go live. Back to you, Kristen.
Thanks, Brian. As reported earlier this summer, the Norwood Food Services hosted its first ever Summer Eats program. This program provided any child under the age of 18 a free lunch all summer long. For more on how the first year of the program went, we go to Eli Norris and Kelsey Masis.
Hi, my name is Elijah Norris. I'm the Food Service Director for Norwood Schools. And with me today is Kelsey Masis, our resident dietitian. We just wrapped up our first summer meals program. This year we did about 175 meals a day, every day right at the Coakley. This program would not have been as successful if it wasn't for our great partnership and collaboration with Chartwell's, the entire food service staff, Travis and Katie over at the Town Rec Department, all the counselors, our friends at the Norwood Schools Academy, as well as all the kids and the campers that came through and had lunch.
So we've really been working diligently now for about 3 years to make this program a huge success, and it really wouldn't have been made possible if it wasn't for the grants that we received to help fund this program. Overall, we were excited to pull this program off, especially with the fact that it didn't cost the town of Norwood anything, as well as the parents of our district community, all federally and state funded, which was a great addition to it as well. So we are looking forward to another successful year next year of feeding our kids and teens.
Mr. Show Business, Dino, and the chairman are leaving Vegas and coming to Norwood. Thanks to Massachusetts native and show producer Dick Feeney, the Rat Pack is back, a tribute to Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin, and Frank Sinatra. Feeney describes his career and gives Norwood News some insight on the show.
We're bringing in the Rat Pack is back, direct from Las Vegas, show that I produce and direct. Been running for 21 years. It's Frank, Sammy, and Dean, Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin, 3 of the biggest icons in entertainment history. And it's really a reenactment of their days at the Sands Hotel in 1960. They were filming Ocean's 11, and at night they would perform in the Copa Room at the Sands Hotel. 21 years the show's been running. I've been producing shows for almost 40 years.
Tell us more about it.
We're looking for some local talent to put in the show. Looking for some singer-dancers. In particular, I'm looking for an Andrews sister.
Just one Andrews sister?
Yeah, to blend in with the girls.
There we're seeing some of the actual show, The Lullaby of Swing, and this is going to be...
I have another show running in Las Vegas full-time. It's MJ Live, a Michael Jackson show. That's in its 7th year. I did Viva Las Vegas, opened in 1991 at the Sands Hotel, and that ran for 18 years. Done dozens of shows, and actually I think I have a record of over 37,000 performances of shows that I produced and directed. I'm really glad to be back here in Norwood. I'm from Rockland, Mass, so I get to come back and hear the accents and slip back into it myself.
Well, that's all for Norwood News. To stay up to date with Norwood Community Media, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend.